Alright, let's go. Um, Extremely talented, very bad with people. Knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. Well, as a detective, you would want that, right? Very bad with people, though, so you may not get information out of them. Very psychological, a magnetic personality, but unstable. Might begin to lose his mind. Extremely physical, interacts with the world through his body, gets things done, but dumb as a rock. Create your own. Let's see what I can do here. Alright, so how about an average out of everything? Intellect, raw brain power, how smart you are, sensitivity, how emotionally intelligent you are, how your musculature, how strong you are, your senses, how agile you are. How about we like be average in everything? Is that a good idea? Oh, we'll see. Select your signature skill. The skill you select will gain a +1 bonus. Additionally, the learning cap for every skill of the game. Additionally, the learning cap for every skill of the same type will be raised by +1. Raw intellectual power, deduce the world, call upon all your knowledge, produce fascinating trivia, practice the art of persuasion. As a detective, you would want that, right? Look at all this shit to read. Who's got time to read all this shit? Yeah, I'm just gonna I'll read that later on my own time. But for the most part, play the actor, lie and detect lies. Understand creativity, see art in the world. Fuck all that. Reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Well, as a detective, that might be good. Okay, so on the left is intellect, psyche, physique, and motorics. Hold yourself together. Keep your morale up. Right? Hunches and gut feelings, dreams and waking life. Understand others. Work your mirror neurons. Intimidate the public. Assert yourself. Connect to Station 41. Understand cop culture. Charm men and women. Play the puppet master. Take the blows. Don't let the world kill you. Struggle after pain. They'll have to hurt you more. Flex powerful muscles. Enjoy healthy organs. Go to party planet. Love and be loved by drugs. True. Let's do it. Raise your hair on your neck. Tune into the city. Let the body take control. Threaten people. Ready, aim, and fire. Okay. See, hear, and smell everything. Let no details go unnoticed. Oh, yeah, definitely gonna need that. The quickest to react, an untouchable man. Sneak under their noses, stun with immense panache. Master machines, pick locks and pockets. Straighten your back, keep your poker face. Okay, after just, I didn't even read all of them, but this makes sense if you want to be a detective, so let's go with that. Alright, let's go. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Oh, okay.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
And in order the amount of time passes, it is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. What was that about the ex? This is great.
Yes, it is.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic source. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
There. No ball of meat. No light in the formless nothing. Just nice women. I know you do, baby. I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
I create a burden line of wanting things from people who don't want to give them to
All
me.
right. Nothing town to fuck all borough.
There's I am tired of being this type of animal. Who gives a shit?
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over. Do you really?
Don't be naive.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Wait, I did this to myself? Tell me what's waiting for me. Okay, I'm an idiot, brave, and tell me what's
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball. Infinitesimally small. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert. Hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
About time. Turn his ass up. Waste. Okay. Point and click. Let's put on some pants. Take all. Oh, auto equip, that's cool. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Can I change like the... Okay, let's zoom in and out. Can I move the camera angle? No.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Pull on the fan.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Grab the tie.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade.
Okay.
What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Okay, let's pull on the fan.
The switch
again.
must be broken because
man.
nothing happens. The air in the room is starting to feel like vaporized urine.
Pull on the light bulb.
A terrible mistake.
Oh,
Turn the
shit.
lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. The lights are off.
Let's put on a shirt. You see bottles at the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Well, that's fucked.
Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
I should touch it first, make sure there's nothing wrong with my face.
Behold.
Okay.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
It is some kind of superhero. I think I'm a superstar. This is the face of a late-stage alcoholic.
Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face?
I'm making it. The face is making it. I have no idea why it's there. Why is there? It just is.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Puzzle looks. Huh. In a situation that I'm vaguely sympathetic, I think I'm sort of pulling it off too in a sad has-been kind of way. There's some charm to it. It's an expression of pain.
Please
for the
promise
ladies.
yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens. You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something.
Dig deep in your mind to locate the source of the expression. Attempt to stop the expression from happening.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Okay. Fuck off, mirror.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
Wait, not yet. I can't enter. I thought there was something like right here. There we go. Broken window pane?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist, like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it? A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Oh, hello. Anything over here?
Hello, officer.
March 51.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir.
Huh.
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
What does that mean? Uh-huh.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes? There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them. Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it. That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now, it was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties. It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names. And this is the current one. Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Left a nice long stub in the ashtray, still smoking. I can't get in.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. Somewhere inside, a tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door does not care.
Leave. There's something on the table, so can you get it? What is that? 40 cents. Oh, maybe I can get my shoe, right? Is that it? Yeah. What's up, bro? Let me get a drink.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. A small engraved steel tag says, "The Great Skua, Ste Koaris Skua." Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Bitch, I'm trying to make fucking small talk with you about the bird that you're fucking trying to fix. And I know exactly what it is, so what's with the fucking attitude, bitch?
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
I'm a cop and I talk to whoever I please, including you.
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Don't give me that with the attitude.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
You're being sarcastic.
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
What body? Yes, I'm not pushy tone. This is no way to talk to an officer.
You're right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to. No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here. Oh no, you're a hero. A real...
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Yes, you are. A real decorated hero. What did you not do? First you took the body down, then you solved the murder, then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even negotiated the strike. You're right, you didn't. No, I haven't seen you around.
Fuck off. Healing item.
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now.
Hello, sweetie.
Hey.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why? On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer. He is your half-brother.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Well, won't I come off like a douche if I call myself that? Raphael Cousteau. Whatever.
Yes, it is. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop. Say it.
Yes, well. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Yeah, just talk to some kind of...
Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Huh.
So, the body is still in the tree.
Yeah.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Let's get going.
After you, officer.
Alright, so we'll do that in the next
If you're
episode of
about
Dragon
to
Ball Z.
embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
Wait, should I have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Okay, can I save? Quick save. Save game. Till the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.